All right, here we go again. I haven't edited the video yet, so I don't want to put it through the UR44 because it's way too loud. I found something to do it, but I don't know if I wanted to buy the app or not. So it'll work once I do it. What I actually did is there was a quieter version of that intro, and it wasn't working, so I actually made it louder, and that's what that is, and now it has to be quieter, but it's part of the video, so I wanted to try to edit it with the video, although maybe I'll just create another video. Hopefully that's well. So I figured out where the hum was coming from. It wasn't necessarily a ground loop. I was running the microphone into my tube amp and then coming out of the tube amp with the XLR cable, which was balanced. And I didn't like going into the UR44 balance, so it had a terrible hum. As soon as I switched to an instrument cable, a 1/4-inch instrument cable, the hum dissipated. But there's still a need for a noise gate, and I'm gonna put one of those in soon. I'm on my condenser mic, my MXL Blizzard, I think 990 is the number. I bought this for my car years ago, but ended up not using it and didn't use it very much. But I think it sounds pretty good with the tube amp. But that might be me. Where's anyway? Wait. Ooh, did I lose you now? The problem is with this iPad, if you use my program that I'm using for the streaming, the app doesn't allow it to lose focus without closing. So it's not like in Windows. A lot of times in Windows you can go to a different window and the other window is still operating. So I did have an injury, and that injury probably wouldn't have been there if I could have found the Boswellia last month, and it was in the store I was looking at. I just couldn't find it. Found it the other day. Hopefully it's not a bad injury where I need surgery or anything. At this point, I think it's just something that needs to heal, irritated bursa or something like that, being the joint capsule may have been irritated. It is still from the Z-Pack. I figured out why when I used the Z-Pack the one time it didn't do anything to me. Because I was using a nasal steroid. So the steroid covered the effects of the Z-Pack on my body. When I went to the doctor recently, the nurse said, well, the Z-Pack on there is being something that you're allergic to, and that was the first time that's happened, so that's pretty good. Did all my blood tests. I think everything looks pretty good. I still have a couple more tests to do, and then I got to try to heal this. It seems like it's healing now. It takes time to heal something. It doesn't heal overnight. Although if worse comes to worse, I'll have to go get some corticosteroid shots. Get those right now. So I'm like between a rock and a hard place. If it's not a real bad injury, if you have a bad injury and you get a corticosteroid shot, it's going to help, but it could cause worse injury. But this theoretically is not a bad injury, but the corticosteroid would help heal it a little quicker, help it relax and heal. But I think the Boswellia is doing that. Now the doctor kind of said, just ice it. That's all I can tell you for now, because I'm like, she started manipulating, and I said, well, it feels better. She goes, well, then, I said, I probably need a massage. She says, yeah, that's probably what you need. But I said, look, COVID-19. And she said, well, if you're asking me, I wouldn't go get a massage right now. So, I wouldn't tell you that independent of you asking, but if you're going to ask me, I would say you probably want to keep your distance from people. It's one thing about massage therapy that if there's a flu going around or some sort of crud, you'll generally get it because they're breathing on you for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. So, and it happens. And then you're laying in that room. The room has things in it and that were there when the last person was there, and yada yada yada. So that is a big issue. I'm kind of limited. That's the only thing that's screwing me up, is I don't want to go to physical therapy right now, you're supposed to limit your doctor's appointments right now. I don't want to go to use a corticosteroid because it'll drop my immunity. Even the nasal steroid probably would have took care of this. It really does have steroidal effects, but the thing being that I don't want to be on it right now. I've been boosting my immunity, and come to find out the Boswellia that I'm taking right now actually has properties that work if you were to have some sort of a respiratory dysfunction. So that might actually help people that have COVID-19. That may make the difference of life and death in some cases. We just don't know enough right now, unfortunately.